Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Scorpio is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider hitting the subscribe button, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Scorpio, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And here is the Strength card, also called the Lust card. This is passion. This is courage. This is a creative endeavor that is going to require you to be bold, for you to step into your power and step into your energy. And don't let anybody take it away from you. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it, even your ego, even your complexes or your unconscious. This is for you. Okay? This is the card of pride, of stature, of capability. This is a belief in ourselves. It's the belief that we can reach up into the night sky and pluck out our star, put it in our pocket. Okay? This is the feeling that we can do anything because we are powerful, magical, creative beings. Okay? And we've got to believe that this is possible for us. Okay? We've got to believe. We've got to really not just, we've got to acknowledge. Maybe it's not even belief. It's not faith. It's certainty. This is meant for me. I can do it, and I am doing it. Let's put this card into a little bit of context. Context is everything. I feel like you're fired up right now about something. And we've got the moon energy. Okay? Everything is about to come together for you. This is this is a huge shift for you. The moon is a doorway. It's a dark doorway to the future. Okay? We have the Tower, yes, everything erupting at once. We have the Ace of Pentacles, a Three of Wands, and a Knight of Pentacles moving forward, the vision of the future. Right? And I think the first thing we have to do is go through the doorway. Once we get through the doorway, then we will see the vision of the future. But right now, Spirit's saying, you've got to take the leap. You've got to use your bold energy and go through, with courage and bravery, go through that doorway. Get a handle on your fears, your worries, your concerns. We've got to go through the dark doorway. And then the vision of the future will reveal itself. Here we have an Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. We got to do the thing, and then we will feel all of the joy, the reward, and then it's kind of like we've got to take the step onto the path. We've got to be bold, go through the doorway with our courage, and we'll get the Holy Grail. We'll get the alchemical wedding. Okay? We'll get the love. And there is that Nine of Swords. So interesting. The Nine of Swords to come out the very end, right? It's kind of like, no, it's scary. I don't want to go that way. I don't want the ego saying, but no, there's pain. There's pain ahead. There could be a briar patch up ahead, right? And I think this is the ego protesting. This is the ego saying, well, it may be a difficult path. Well, yeah, if anything is this significant, if anything is going to change your life in this degree, of course there's going to be a fear going through this door. Because I think the ego is looking at the other side of this door and thinking, it's going to hurt. Go through this doorway. What if I get in trouble? What if something doesn't feel good? What if I get hurt? What if I run into some thorns? But I think your spiritual energy is moving in this direction. We know that this is love and this is union. Yeah, there's always the possible outcome that there will be some pain, some difficulty, and some challenge. But I feel like if we don't do it, right? If we don't go through this doorway, I think we're definitely going to get that Nine of Swords. Okay? Sometimes the Nine of Swords is a good card. I know it doesn't look that way. And it almost feels like a bummer to get this card, all these great energies, and then at the very end you get this bad energy, right? This negative shadow energy. Every card has a little bit of light in it, though, as well as shadow. And the light of this card is kind of, to me, feels like it's a revelation. It feels as if there are growing pains here, but this is the realization that, yes, life is shifting. Life is going to be a lot different than what we were expecting. There is a cosmic shift happening in your life right now, but things are coming together for your benefit. This is us almost crying tears of joy that this is finally happening. To me, it feels like the pain is behind us now. Okay, I know the ego is kind of worried about, like, well, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to go through any dark doorways because I've seen horror. I've seen the scary movies. I know what's on the other side of those dark doorways. But maybe on the other side of this dark doorway is the liberation, the freedom from the nightmare, of what? Of not knowing who we are, not knowing why we're here. The pain of feeling separated from ourselves, right? To me, it feels like a recognition, too, of what has been missing from our lives, especially when we think of the union. The union, this is a splitting apart. This is, I'm falling in love, I'm marrying myself to something, but I'm kind of scared of love because love can be taken away. Love can be withheld, love can go away. And we realize that in a very existential way, that everything on this physical plane, everything that we love is eventually we're going to be separated from it. Doesn't matter what you are. You love your ice cream. Eventually you have to eat it. You love your family, your friends, your pets. Eventually there's going to be a separation. But does that prevent us from loving? Is that going to stop us from having the courage and the passion to love with all of our heart and all of our soul and spirit? Well, that's the passion of the lust card. Okay, so we're not letting this deter us. We're going through this doorway. Let's select a mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right here with Bubo, the mechanical owl, right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, so Scorpio, don't even ask. I know I'm tempted to look at it now too because I want to see what's on the other side of that Nine of Swords. But we're going to look at it later. If you have a prediction for it, put it in the comments, okay? Let's take a look around the room. Let's take a gander. Major Arcana, 1, 2, 3, 4 majors. Fire, water, a little bit of air. And of course the air is always, the air is always a problem. The air is always like a reason not to do something, The air is the natural resistance. Then, of course, we have our earth and our earth cards here. We're beginning something, and that means we have to take the risk first before we get the revelation of what the path really is. But we feel that things cannot wait any longer. We are falling in love. We are falling in this intense passion for something. And this is a card of union. Union. This is a fear. It's a fear of separation. It's a fear perhaps of walking away from the known path, the tried and true. And having the courage to step into the dark, scary forest. Well, it's dark and scary in there. You come to the edge of a dark wood, you keep going. Knowing that, maybe I'm going to have to go through some briar patches. Maybe I'm going to get raked over the coals a little bit. The ego is, I don't want that. I don't want pain. I don't want discomfort. Yeah, but we want to be able to sleep at night. We don't want to stay awake for the rest of our lives wondering what could have been. Yeah. So you're falling in love with something or someone. It's a path, it's a purpose, it is a future, it is an impulse coming, it's something erupting from inside of you. A cosmic shift. This is something that's rocking your world right at its foundations. Yeah. And it's going to require some courage to jump through this dark, scary doorway. Okay. I feel like everything's coming together for you, but it's disruptive. The Tower is always a disruptive energy. The Tower is not a pleasant card by any means. It's something that shakes us, rocks us. And this is kind of erupting from within. It's like, I don't know why, but I feel like I'm being pushed to the edge of this dark, scary forest. And I don't know why. My ego's freaking out, but something inside of me is telling me that I have to do this, otherwise I'm doomed. You know, if I don't take this risk, if I don't try. And this is that dark, scary forest. This is the Moon card. It is it's sort of it's a new moon, right? It's a waning moon. It's a darkening of the light. It's our vision is getting dimmer. We can't really see what's in here. This is, you're in front of a doorway. You're looking in and it's just black. You can't see it. You're stepping into uncertainty. You're stepping into where the darkness out of which all of your fears can emerge, all of your dark dreams, all your nightmares can be in here. But all of your love, all of your potentialities, all of your love and joy, it could be in here too. This is the realm of possibilities. And this is just the way we look at it. We kind of say, well, it's scary. It's dark, Nobody likes going into a dark room. Yeah. I think this is the courage that you need to have to chase your dream, to take the leap, to take the risk, to enter into this dark, scary forest. Maybe this is your job, your new vocation. Maybe this is the business you're going to start. Maybe this is you starting jiu-jitsu, or you're going to join a band, or you're going to go apply for that job or something. Like, this is you doing the big thing that your soul is telling you cannot wait a moment longer. But it's scary. It's a risk. What if they don't like me? What if they say no? What if I put my entire soul on the line and it gets rejected? Better to do that and get rejected than for us rejecting our own soul. I mean, that's a pain that's going to last a long time. Whereas if I try and I fail, I'll just keep trying again. It's the dark, scary forest. We're going to stumble around a little bit. Let's be okay with that. Okay? The dark, scary forest, it's uncertainty. Okay? But there's the clue. The saving grace is at the bottom of that card. It's that little solar disk being pushed up by the beetle, right? The beetle of transformation, the beetle of resurrection, of rebirth. That yes, we may be entering into a period of darkness, but we're the light. The light is coming from within us. Once we get across the threshold of this very important change, this very abrupt change, a very sudden, kind of earth-shattering, ground-shaking change. Once we get on the other side of this threshold, our eyes will adjust and we'll start seeing things. We'll start seeing the reality. The vision will become clear. Right now, we don't know. Right now, the future's uncertain. The one thing we can be certain of is that the sun will rise sometime in the next 24 hours, right? We're not going to know what this is until we go. Once we take the step and cross the threshold, our vision will become clear. That's the vision of your Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is the one that can have the vision of the future, and you can see where you'll be, what you'll be doing, where you'll be. All those details will become more clear. Okay? And the plan, the path forward will reveal itself, but right now, Spirit's saying, you don't get that. Right now, you get a kind of a binary choice, yes or no. You doing it, you're not doing it. Well, I'll do it if, no. I'll do it, but can you tell me what to do? No. It's yes or no. You feel something inside of you. This is that message from Spirit, right? That's just saying it feels like the time is now. Okay? This may be the sense of I have to act on this now because the opportunity won't last forever. Okay. It's, I don't know. It's just, it's like you're in the airplane with the parachute on and you're going over the drop zone and the pilot's like, you got to jump now, otherwise you can't, and we're going to have to land the plane. It's you either do your business or you get off the pot, right? And so this is the feeling like it's either now or never. And maybe this is just like, I need the push, right? And I think this push is coming from inside. And it feels, this is not a feeling anybody likes. At least I don't think so. Nobody likes this feeling of it's now or never, it's do or die. I either do this or I just go back to the life I had before. The opportunity, it's like somebody's walking by and it's like I either go talk to them now or pretty soon they're getting on the bus and they're going to be gone. I either do it now or I don't do it. And pretty soon we're getting nervous. We're sort of, we've got the jazz hands. We're tap dancing on the shag carpet. Our palms are sweaty. We have to rise to the occasion. And we have to do it. And that's where our Leo energy, our lust, our strength comes into it. It's courage. It's passion. It's saying, I'm fired up by this. And despite my fears, I've got to do it. Because I think this is the revelation to you. You feel something so strongly that it's changing your world from the inside out. And there's no denying that that is coming from your true self. Okay? The Ace of Pentacles here as yesterday's energy. Your immediate past, right, was the beginning of something. It may be that this was something that you recently started, and now the impulse that we're feeling is, this wasn't for me. I've got to jump out of this situation into the unknown. Maybe this was like, oh, I'm just going to start this job. We get there day one, we're like, something's telling me to get the heck out of here, right? Sometimes the Tower is this escape from something. It's feeling like, I got to get out of here. This isn't right for me. And so what's the alternative? I can stay here where it's, at least the lights are on, or I can leap into that dark, scary forest. I can leap into uncertainty, not knowing where that path is going to take me. But I know where this path is going to take me, and it kind of feels like something inside of you is telling you to get the hell out of here. Pardon my language. And take this courageous jump into the unknown. Now, the Three of Wands becomes our virtue. It becomes how we're making our decision. We're not letting the ego make the decision. This is virtue. This is, you find a wallet on the ground. What do? You take the money out, leave the wallet on the ground. Maybe ego, a really dark, kind of shady ego, would take the money, throw the wallet away. No big, as a course of action. But your virtue would tell you, no, the money belongs to somebody. Someone is really upset that they're missing this wallet. They need this wallet. What can I do? And I'm going to do the right thing regardless of what those dark aspects of my ego might want. Hopefully our ego isn't quite that way. We're talking an extreme example here. But no, you would do the right thing. Even if, it's inconvenient, I'll leave it on the ground. I won't take the money out, but I'm just going to leave it on the ground, Maybe it's a more neutral ego. I'm not going to intentionally make it worse for the person, but I'm not going to help them out either. It's kind of like you're seeing somebody stranded on the side of the road. Do you help them? Or do you just zoom by and pretend, well, someone else can help them, How do we make those decisions? Well, if you got your kids in the car, maybe you don't stop for the person who's stranded, right? Or it's dark, or it's, whatever. You don't feel safe. Don't do it. But sometimes we have to realize that, okay, this is just me being scared. This is just me avoiding my responsibility. This is me just avoiding what my soul is telling me. And so this is how we have to think about, not even really think, but this is how we have to determine whether we stay back here. Now, am I trying to run away from this because I'm scared of this? Is my virtue telling me that the right thing to do is to stay here and just see this thing through? Or is my virtue telling me that I got to trust my gut here? My gut is telling me that this is not the path, that I need to go through this doorway of uncertainty and I need to have the vision of a different future. Is that the right thing to do? But this is the scary thing. Okay, I feel like this is the flow of energy going this way. The way I tend to read is left to right, but we could go right to left too. We could go right to left. Let's say you have the vision first, then you take the scary leap into the unknown, because we may feel like we know what we're getting into, but once we get there, oh, this is different than what I thought it was going to be. Maybe we're going back the other way, But the Three of Wands is the sun in Aries. It's the illumination of your intention. It's the illumination of what the right course of action is. It's what doorway are we choosing? What road are we choosing for ourselves here? And why? We're not going to let ego choose. We're not going to let our fear choose. We've got to let our spirit, our true self, choose the right path. And very often the right path is the one that's going to be the most kind of uncertain. Anytime you're doing something significant in life, there's going to be a little bit of fear of uncertainty. Because if it wasn't uncertain, if the future was predictable, you wouldn't really be doing anything all that different, right? I'm just doing what I did yesterday. It's predictable, it's comfortable, it's normal. We're doing something a little bit unpredictable here. We're doing something that we can't see how it's going to play out exactly. I got my hopes, my wishes, and I know that anytime I have an uncertain path ahead of me, I could have some unexpected challenges. I probably will. So maybe the Nine of Swords is really important because it's letting us know that we're doing something that's novel, something that is new, something that is groundbreaking, something that is like just shattering our reality. We have to expect that it's going to hurt. There's going to be some growing pains. There's going to be some thorns and a briar patch that I have to drag myself through. Right? It's kind of expecting the worst, hoping for the best kind of energy. To prepare ourselves mentally for the difficulty of the path ahead, but still feeling the courage and the necessity of going forward. And we're going forward into this Knight of Pentacles where we're going to get there, we're going to have the vision of the future, and then we're going to start traveling, we're going to start walking. There is no path here, right? This is just a wild field. There's no path, there's no road that's been built, because you're the one here, you're the pioneer of your own consciousness. Now, your general energy. Ace of Cups. By the way, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. These readings are totally free. The Ace of Cups is that feeling. It is the heart chakra opened up. It's saying something has been revealed to me that I am in love with this path, and I have to do it no matter what my ego says, no matter what my fear says. I have to get myself moving in this direction because there's something compelling me. This is a holy grail kind of feeling. This is a wide open heart chakra activation. This is a pure love. It's a pure desire, soul level desire here in your heart, right? Purity of heart. And it's for this union. I don't know, it could be like you get into it, you start dating somebody, and then you realize, oh, that's not the person. My heart belongs to this person. It's kind of, I don't know, it's a Hollywood movie kind of trope, but it could be a relationship. It could be a career path. It could be a job, a vocation. It could be a creative work. It could be a spiritual path. It could be literally anything, right? But it's something that is activating your heart chakra and compelling you to be brave and go forward into the uncertainty. I would rather take a chance searching for my holy grail, okay, than to be stuck in the certainty of not going on the quest. We're either answering the call or we're refusing the call. Answering the call, at least, there's a chance I'll find the Holy Grail. If I refuse the call, there is a 0% chance I will find what I'm looking for. If I don't go out looking for it, 0% chance I'll find it. It's just numbers, right? Statistics. 0% chance. But over here, we're striving for this union, this alchemical wedding. This could be the spiritual path. Could be a union between ego and true self. Could be literally a marriage. This is a perfect relationship. This is the ideal soulmate situation, our true love. If you don't go out there and meet people, you're never going to meet your person. You have a 0% chance of meeting your soulmate if you refuse to go out there and meet anybody. See what I mean? We have a 0% chance of achieving our goal if we don't go out there and try. And it seems obvious. What we want is the union. This is the Lover's card. Doesn't have to be romance. You put your pitchforks away. It could be. Especially with the Two of Cups here and our fear. We're sort of, in a way, we're scared to allow ourselves to fall in love. We're afraid of this union, of devoting ourselves. This is a card that says, heck yes, 1000% yes to something. Even though it's scary, even though we don't know if we're going to take it, if we're going to get it. We don't know if we can take the pain of not achieving it. We don't know what kind of challenges we're going to face. If this is true love, if this is real, right? It will survive any difficulties in the future. Anything going forward, nothing can harm it. Things are going to try, yeah. Things are going to try to poison. And in some ways, the Nine of Swords is the poison of our own mind. We're trying to sabotage our own love, our own heart. And this might be even part of that shadow side, the ego, unconscious maybe, that tends to send these thoughts up to us that say, no, that's not real love. Don't get involved. They're going to hurt you, you know. Don't try for your goals because it's just going to be ripped away from you. That it's not going to work. You're not going to succeed. You're not worth it. You know, we need to get a handle on that. This is that mental resistance. It's Mars in Gemini. It's a cruelty. This is anything that is trying to split up this. This is Gemini, right? This is the Lover's card. It rules the sign of Gemini. This is Mars in Gemini. This is saying that something and many things, anything that tries to split up this union is your enemy. Whether even if it's your own thoughts, feelings, your own fear, your own apprehension, other people that might be involved, anything that's trying to sabotage or poison this union, this is Mars in Gemini. Something is trying to split up this union. But if this is a bond, this is that spiritual, deep soul level bond with something, a person, a place, a thing, a path, doesn't matter. Nothing is going to interfere with this. These weapons will fall flat against the Lover's card. Okay. In this sense, love really does conquer all, right? But I think that's part of our fear. We're sometimes scared to let ourselves really unite with something, marry ourselves to something, say 1000% heck yes to something. We're kind of afraid of that serious of a connection because we're afraid of those things that are going to come and test that bond. You know, a stress test, and everything has to be stress test, right? Everything. I used to have one of those Galaxy Z Fold phones, you know, the ones that open up, the Samsung ones that they kind of open and close like that. And I remember watching a lot of YouTube videos about it. And they did a stress test on it where it was like they would open and close it like this. Like, just for, like, it was a foldable cell phone, you know. And they'd open and close it like that, like 250,000 times. And they said, yeah, 250,000 times, that's about how many times you can open and close it and it'll still be okay. You have to stress test it, right? But if we're not confident that this would do it, then we're not going to put it through the stress test. We're just saying, no, just trust me. Just trust me, it's going to last, right? What if Samsung said, no, we don't need to do the stress. Just, it'll be okay. You can open and fold it as many times as it'll be okay. I'd be a little bit worried. But the fact that they did it, they had it hooked up to this little robot machine thing that kept opening and closing it. And sure enough, I had mine for a couple of years. Really, it was too heavy in my pocket. That was the problem. It was a brick. You know, I loved it and I kind of miss it now. Maybe I'll get another one. Maybe they'll send me one. But things have to be stress tested. It's kind of like we don't We don't want just a guarantee. We don't even need a promise that things are going to be okay. Words don't mean much. What we want is the proof, and the proof of the pudding is in the tasting. The proof of the durability is in the stress testing of something. Right? But if we're scared of that, we're thinking, I don't know that this is going to really, I don't know if this is going to pass muster, then we're reluctant to go forward. We're thinking, well, I don't know. We need that confidence like we started out with the lust card, the Leo energy, that stature, that feel I can pluck a star out of the night sky, right? There's nothing that's going to stop me, right? And we need that kind of, it's almost an arrogance, right? But we need a little bit of that because we need to feel confident. We need to feel certain. We need to acknowledge. We need to believe beyond the shadow of a doubt that this bond of ours, this love of ours, whatever it might be, romance or otherwise, can stand, can handle, can pass through the stress test. That it can weather any storm. Yeah? I love this energy. Now, because this is a pretty serious Nine of Swords, I want to do an affirmation card. This is the language of flowers. What we have here is breathe. Calm, rest, stop, and just be. Don't be faced with that anxiety right now. Don't let that ruin your aspiration here. Breathe through it. Stay calm, rest, and just be, and go through this door. This is a divine doorway. Let's do a divine doorway card. I'm going to start doing more of these oracle cards. I think we'll make it a rule that we get the moon card, we do a divine doorway. We get too many swords cards, we'll do the language of flowers, yeah. Your divine doorway is the hummingbird's song, the nectar of sweetness in joy it brings, the hummingbird's heading as medicine it sings. Oh, the hummingbird's healing as medicine it sings, the nectar of sweetness, right? In joy it brings the hummingbird's healing. Pass this card on. I feel like this is the promise that, look, this is sweetness. This is joy. This is beauty. This is love. This is connection. This is togetherness. This is union. Right? This is union. Don't get too nervous about it, right? Follow your heart here, follow your gut, follow your spirit and achieve this union. Go after, chase this union. Strive for this union. Yeah, go through that doorway. That doorway will be sweetness. It will be tested. You will be tested, but the sweetness, right, is worth it. The sweetness is strong enough. The love is strong enough to resist any stress test, any poison that might be thrown at it, you know. Love can conquer all here. I love this. Let's do this mystery card. What is this going to be? Well, 9 or a 10 of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, Empress, maybe another Lover's card. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see what we have. Another 9 of Swords. I think the 9 of Swords is really what is preventing us. I think we are literally like palms are sweaty, you know, our limbs feel heavy, right? I think that it's our anxiety that's preventing us from going through, and we just have to kind of replace that with that Leo strength lust card, that confidence, even if we have to fake it. You know, whatever's going to allow us to get up and take that leap. Because the alternative is that we're never going to live it down. We're always going to regret the fact that I didn't try. I didn't take advantage. I saw the opportunity. I felt my heart racing and I was going to do it, but then and I just didn't do it. We're going to regret that forever if we don't take this risk. Okay. This is something that we're going to lose sleep over if we don't at least try. Okay. So interesting that we get this again, huh? Interesting. Let's do an extended reading. Let's do an I Ching hexagram. We're going to do some oracle cards. There's a link up top and there's a link down below. New readings for Scorpio Wednesdays and Saturdays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.